Horror is a theme I would assume most of us are familiar with. Well, horror is technically not a genre, it's a theme. Horror is often a hard thing to get right. If not done well, they'll come off as cheesy or cliche or worse, even comical. I feel like horror is obviously best when you don't expect it. Like, when you go into a horror game, yes, you're still gonna get scared, but at least you expect the horror. You know you're gonna get spooked. Which is why, in my opinion, horror is best and you don't expect it. And sometimes, when horror is found in weird places, it becomes more unsettling, especially when it's not in your face. Just secret things you can find that have no meaning yet are there for some reason to unsettle you. And I want to go over some of those examples of weird things that are usually in kids' games that are weirdly creepy. We will go over some real things and, for fun, some fan theories and some creepypastas as well. And just for clarification, I will be counting things that are just creepy, unsettling, or even just shocking as horror. So, let's get into this.
I'm Sonic! Sonic the Hedgehog!
Yeah, of course, I had to have Sonic in this video. It's kind of my thing to talk about Sonic the Hedgehog. But Sonic may be one of the most popular games to talk about when talking about creepy mysteries. So let's just start off with possibly his most iconic creepy Easter egg. In Sonic CD, there was a mode called the Sound Test that was originally accessible by pressing down, 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 left, right, A on the start screen. But in the Steam release and Origins, you can get it by completing the Time Trials special stages in less than 4 minutes. And in this mode, you can input codes to either get music to listen to or hidden Easter eggs. But if you input 12 and 25 into the sound test and press A, you get sent to this screen with a bunch of distorted Sonics wagging their fingers in the background, creepy music, and the message in the center that says, "Fun is Infinity, Sega Enterprises," and the signature at the bottom is signed Majin, which translates to Demon Person. And you may be asking, why would Sega include this terrifying Easter egg in their Sonic game? And it's simple. It was not supposed to be scary. It was supposed to be funny, as if you listen to the Japanese soundtrack, it's kinda wacky and just weird overall. It's clear that this thing being creepy was a result of the Sega English division wanting a new soundtrack, and not accounting for how their new soundtrack would affect this, because this screen just uses the boss music. And the boss music itself is just creepy. Yeah, honestly, at times, Sonic CD English was creepier than it should be. Another example is the Game Over music. Hey, I'm just gonna be honest. I tried looking for a top 10 spooky Sonic theory that's going to ruin your childhood, but no, I couldn't find one. This theory segment is only going to be used if I can actually find a theory that is trying to be scary and dark, and I was not able to find one for Sonic. The closest I could find was Metal Sonic is Sonic from the future, but it's not really all that creepy. So we're just going to skip this segment for Sonic, and for future reference, in this possible series, if I skip a fan theory for a franchise, it's because I wasn't able to find one. Now, on to the creepypasta. Okay, so before we actually go on to the Sonic creepypasta, let me just explain what exactly a creepypasta is for the uninitiated. Now, a creepypasta is a legend that has been passed around the internet. The name comes from the word copypasta, which is a portmanteau of the words copy and paste. You may know some creepypastas from Jeff the Killer or Slenderman, and of course, most people will know what I'm talking about when bringing up Sonic the Hedgehog and creepypastas. Oh boy, we're playing that game I put in C rank again. Never mind, this is Sonic 3 now. Okay, what's with the drowning theme? Sonic.exe. If you know anything about video game creepypastas, you probably know about Sonic.exe. He was referenced in a book for some reason, and the story of Sonic.exe is terrible. We are just going to ignore the author, by the way, don't want to get into that. The story starts with our protagonist receiving a CD through the mail from his good pal Kyle, who seems to really want him to destroy the CD, but through the infinite wisdom of a horror protagonist, we ignore every red flag that comes our way. But the CD had Sonic.exe written on it in black marker, and our protagonist, being a massive Sonic fan, just could not wait to try it. So he popped that disc into his computer, and it looked like the first Sonic game, so we start playing, but oh, the title gets real spooky. But after that, we go to the save file screen from Sonic 3, and wait, that's not supposed to be in Sonic 1. But another weird thing is the Stardust Speedway Bad Future background was there, and that's pretty bonkers. He could pick Tails, Knuckles, or Eggman, but not Sonic. But we pick Tails and go to the classic Hill Zone, and we walk right. And we keep walking right. And don't mind the animals, they just love their ketchup and barbecue ribs. And they are in a food coma. Nothing wrong. But eventually we find Sonic, but oh no, he's pretty scary. And then we play hide and seek. And we go to Angel Island Zone when it's on fire. And Sonic catches us and kills Tails. And that's the game. We play Tails, go to the right, die. We play Knuckles, go to the right, die, and then finally we play Eggman where, get this, we go to the right and live. Nah, I'm just kidding, we die. But then Sonic, he has been real rude this entire time, but now he's writing blood on the screen, he tells us he is God, and then jump scares us. And you know what, bud, you killed 3 video game characters, you're not really convincing me of your godhood. And the story ends in one of 3 ways from what I have heard. Either Tom, our protagonist, dies after a Sonic plushie appears on his bed. The second ending, he moves and still dies. And the third ending, he is never heard from again. And you know what? I'm not happy with you, Sonic. You got blood all over my script. And yeah, this is pretty much the bottom of the barrel for creepypastas. But also somehow the most famous creepypasta. It also inspired a genre of fan games called the EXE games, if you will, where you go to the right and die, and get the worst jump scare of your life flashed in your face. But yeah, that's Sonic.exe. Let's move on to the next franchise.
Hey, Stinky!
The Super Mario Bros., a franchise created by Nintendo. And with a game rated E for everyone, you would expect there not to be anything in this segment. But no, this actually has 3 separate things and has the most in this segment out of all of the franchise we're covering in this video. Mario 64, the first 3D Mario game and one of the first 3D platformers, and one of the best 3D platformers. But that's not really the topic of today's video. Once you get 12 stars, you can go to the castle courtyard, and suddenly a bunch of boos, the best Mario character by the way, appear. Kill one to get it to drop a cage, and enter it to get to Big Boo's haunt. Which, well, yes, it's a ghost house, but it's not that creepy. It's not like you're gonna get jump scared. The Mad Piano, that's his name. Often said to be Mario's scariest enemy for good reason, as it's effectively the first and only jump scare in a Mario game. I mean, Big Boo's haunt already kinda creeps you out with its lack of music, the ghosts overall, the setting, and then a seemingly normal piano tries to eat you when you get too close. It's also protective of a red coin, which you need to get for a red coin star. So, more likely than not, you're going to encounter this piano. Also, the Nintendo Power Player Guide says this thing can be defeated, which is just wrong. The Nintendo Power Player Guidebook says, this baby grand can't beat the band, but it can beat Mario. Just stay away from its smashing lid and biting keys. With a lot of effort, you can beat the piano, but you won't get anything for doing so. And I have tried to find a reason as to this thing's existence, like what was Nintendo thinking when they put this in their kids game, but I found nothing. They probably just wanted a nice enemy, and it scared the crap out of people. But on to the next creepy thing. Mario Galaxy 2, another great Mario 3D platformer, and once again, that's not the topic. In Mario Galaxy 2 in World 5, you get to a galaxy named Shiverburn Galaxy. And it looks normal enough, just do some platforming, you walk on ice to avoid the lava, you get to use the ice flower, it's pretty standard for Mario Galaxy. But if you look up at the cliff in a specific part, you see these figures watching you with soulless eyes. There looks to be 3, but there are actually 4. One is obscured by the cliff. In the files, these things are known as Hell Valley Sky Tree. Now, I was not able to find anything as to why they exist, but I was able to find a theory online as to what they are. Credits to Geek Remix on YouTube, and their theories are supported by the Mario Wiki. And the theory states that Hell Valley is in reference to Jigokudani, a monkey park, or a park in Japan known for its geothermal hot springs used in the winter. You know, like Shiverburn. And Jigokudani literally translates to Hell's Valley. And the other part of the theory suggests the figures could be Kodama, which are harmless spirits in Japanese folklore. An example of Kodama in media is in Princess Mononoke, which they do have some resemblance, I guess. But this is not over, as seemingly the Hell Valley Sky Tree returns in a later Mario game. Super Mario 3D Land to be specific. And I'm just going to get to the point. In World 4-4, which is a ghost house, once you get to the goalpost, don't grab it. Instead, wait 30 seconds and a ghost appears for a while before making a screaming motion and disappearing. Now, I was not able to find much information on this thing, just that it's similar to Hell Valley Sky Tree. Which, yeah, I guess. But one Easter egg I was able to find is the number 4. As this is World 4-4. And if you did not know, in Japan, 4 is one of the bad numbers, like 13 or 666. In Japan, 4 means death. So people linked 4 to this ghost due to the level name. I guess meaning the ghost either will bring death or more likely, the ghost in the past has died at some point. This is me after post. So I did a little extra digging on the 4-4 ghost, and apparently you can find it in the other ghost houses. So just ignore everything I said about the number 4. But that's enough true things in Mario games. On to the theory. Okay, Luigi time!
Yahoo!
Now, we all know Luigi, Mario's younger and objectively better brother, but what if, hear me out, what if he was dead? What if during the events of Mario World, Luigi died? Well, that's not true. But let's just see what this theory has to say, okay? So to start off with, the theory talks about a popular creepypasta titled, I Hate You! About a secret level in Mario World where Luigi enacts on his true feelings on being second fiddle and attacks Mario, leading to he himself dying. And the theory says that this is just a creepypasta, but it tries to explain how it could be plausible that Luigi is dead. It also makes the claim that the level I Hate You was going to be in Mario World since Miyamoto said that he thought Mario World was unfinished. So, to start off with, we go to Mario 64, specifically the courtyard. You know, the famous L is real 2041 statue. Well, you ever thought about how Luigi does not appear at all in Mario 64? Every other Mario character does. Mario, Peach, Bowser, Toad, even Yoshi. But not Luigi. And this theory states that the statue is actually a grave in honor of Luigi, and that the courtyard is actually a graveyard, hence all the booze. So, Luigi died, and his grave is in the castle courtyard. But this theory also talks about how Luigi does not appear in Mario Sunshine, the premier GameCube Mario game. But then, Nintendo announced the Luigi's game, oh happy day! But this game looks so dark in comparison to most Mario games. Also, this theory forgets that Luigi's Mansion came out almost a full year before Mario Sunshine. Literally being not just the premier GameCube Mario game, but also the premier GameCube game as well. But let's just roll with it. So in Luigi's Mansion, Luigi has a mansion, and we're just going to stop reciting the theory since this part is where it just starts getting so much wrong. First of all, it says the story starts with Luigi going to the mansion with the knowledge that King Boo had kidnapped Mario. No, that's a thing he learned later. But anyways, the theory then states that anytime Luigi is attacked by a ghost, his shadow disappears, and when Luigi regains his composure, his shadow comes back. I don't know. Maybe it's just the fact the room's dark, and you don't have a shadow when there's no light. And when the lights come on, what do you get? Oh, I don't know, a shadow. Also, looking back at the footage, it seems that specifically when Luigi is attacking the ghost's back, his shadow actually does come back. But it also goes on to say that Luigi is in denial of his death, and when the lights are on, everything is hunky-dory. But when the lights are off, that is when the real world shows. And it also claims the ghosts are not malicious, but rather playful and jovial, and just trying to invite Luigi with them to the afterlife. But I'm sorry, the ghosts do things like poke him with spears, throw bombs at him, and try to suffocate him, so that does not really seem very playful to me. The theory also states that King Boo is a figment of Luigi's imagination, that Luigi, upon seeing a mansion full of boos, imagines a ringleader for them, in the form of King Boo, who has apparently not been in previous Mario games. Ignore those. Redesigns don't exist. Those are just rather large boos. Also ignore the fact Luigi both learns there are boos in the mansion and meets King Boo at the same time. Also, the theory leaves Professor Egad just unanswered. He is either also a figment of Luigi's imagination, or he's real and just seems unable to tell Luigi is a ghost, or Egad is also a ghost. But the biggest piece of evidence takes place in the telephone room, where Luigi gets a call from a toad. If you wait around for a while, lightning will flash and show Luigi's shadow up in the air, hanging. Okay, that's just a lighting error. If he was hanging, wouldn't his shadow be, I don't know, not standing in a I am holding a phone because I am currently on the phone pose? Also, there's no news. Also, Luigi hanging does not fit with earlier parts of the theory in which Luigi died accidentally in his attempt to kill Mario. Overall, lots of plot holes, and this theory utterly reeks of Watch Mojo or The Gamer Top 10s. Now onto the creepypasta. Okay, back to Mario 64, and did Whomp's Fortress always look like this? I guess so. Hey, wait, Mario never sounded like that. Nor did he do a twirl as a triple jump. His ground pound never came out that fast. Okay, I'm gonna stop questioning this as it seems to not like that. Mario 64, we already talked about it, but what if Mario 64 was slightly different than you remember? That my copy was different than your copy. Well, it's true, just telling you, my copy's pretty wacky. But that's not that's the topic of this creepypasta. Every copy of Mario 64 is personalized. The story behind this is that Nintendo was testing their new personalization AI on Mario 64 to make it change itself to fit the player more, with it sometimes being malicious for some reason. This creepypasta stems from the whole idea of misremembering. For example, you play Mario 64 as a kid and then watch someone else play Mario 64 later in life, and it seems slightly different. Like you remember some things that are different, or not there, for example. Someone may remember that you can unlock Luigi by collecting every star 64 times each, and then running 10,000 laps around the star fountain. Which, yeah, that's real, looky here. I guess if it doesn't work for you, I guess that just means you don't love Luigi enough for the personalization AI to give them to you. But sometimes the personalization AI may become malicious and try to spook or possibly harm you. One of the most popular horrors from this creepypasta is Wario Apparition. Just take a look. And after that, I can only assume Wario jumped out of the screen. There was so much blood, even the blood was bleeding. And Wario said, "You want God? Wario show you God!" And then you die. And I find this creepypasta pretty silly, of course, and only believable if you're a literal infant. And weirdly enough, this is the only creepypasta in this video to not have any ties with demons or ghosts, things haunting the cartridge and cults, and there are ROM hacks in Mario 64 that try to emulate it, or base themselves off it, such as one playing in the background, B3313, made by Chris R. Lilo, I think that's how you pronounce it, who, according to his wiki, invented the word sus. But B3313, also known as Super Mario 64 Internal Plexus, what is an internal plexus, you may ask? Well, imagine a small cabin in the woods. You step inside and know it's a mansion now. It's just a little thing with a big inside. Basically, what this means in B3313 is there are many doors, pipes, or teleports that'll lead to completely different areas, of which there are over 100. B3313 is also based on the betas for Mario 64, and a lot of the levels are thematically very similar, if not almost identical. Honestly, for me, playing this hack just gives me a weird sense of dread in vaguely familiar locations. It's a really great hack for a creepypasta I'm not a huge fan of, but I guess that's enough of the Mario things. Okay, Minecraft, best-selling game of all time, and originally an indie game. And with how popular it is, and how many updates it's gotten over the years, it's not surprising there are creepy fan theories, creepypastas, and just creepy stuff in general with this game. But let's just get on with it. In Minecraft, you can find music discs, either through finding them in dungeons, getting a skeleton to kill a creeper, or the all-new music discs being found in specific structures. But we're talking about 2 specific music discs. Technically 3, but we will get to the 3rd one. We are talking about the aptly named Disc 11 and 13. Now, Disc 13 does not look all that special, but Disc 11 is the first disc to look much different from the rest, being cracked and broken, and, well, I would assume barely functional. Now, as to not make this video very long, I won't play them fully just yet. But, no, when you play these discs, really spooky sounds come out, and I won't get into the lore of the discs, but many people have found that the music discs, or more specifically, sounds coming from the 2 discs, sound more complete when played together at the same time. So let's just use this cool contraption I made to play both of them at the same time. Take a listen. Yeah, pretty spooky, right? Now, let's just imagine you were like 6 years old and you play one of those discs, none the wiser. Would you sleep that night? Maybe, I don't know. And did I say there was a 3rd disc? Disc 5. Now, discs 11 and 13 were made by C418, but once Mojang was bought out by Microsoft, C418 stopped working on Minecraft music and was eventually replaced by Herobrine to make almost all future discs, but Disc 5 was made by Samuel Berg and found in the Deep Dark, which honestly deserves its own segment. That is, if you cannot bully the warden in so many different ways, but you can find shards of Disc 5 around the Deep Dark and eventually combine 9 to make Disc 5. And I'm not going to play that, it would take too long. Just go look it up if you want to know how creepy it is. But just be warned, it's spooky. And Minecraft does have many other creepy things, but they aren't exactly scary when one can be pacified with bells and the other a 2-block deep hole. But onto the theory we have for Minecraft. Okay, so Minecraft. Minecraft has monsters, right? We've got zombies, creepers, skeletons, and spiders. But what if they represented hard drugs and mental issues? Also, by the way, the last theory I talked about, I said reeked of Watch Mojo or The Gamer. Well, this theory I literally found on a The Gamer Top 15 Conspiracy Theories About Minecraft article. But anyways, the theory is nice and short this time. Just talking about how all the hostile monsters represent mental issues and drugs. Spiders and bats, neither of which are hostile, represent the unknown and creatures that behave in unpredictable ways, even though the spider's rather predictable. The skeletons are all your mistakes coming back to haunt you. Zombies are the hostile crowds that don't understand or empathize with you. And creepers are the physical manifestation of depression. They sneak up on you and blow up your world without warning. And the last bit talks about how the Ender Dragon is substance abuse. And this is just your run-of-the-mill Watch Mojo Top 10 Darkest Secrets About Minecraft That'll Ruin Your Childhood theory. On to the creepypastas.
Hello guys, today welcome back to the Ethereal Manic channel. Today we will be attempting to summon Herobrine, but before we get into today's video I would just like to remind you that 99.9% of you are unsubscribed, so I would just like to remind you to subscribe if you have not. Okay, now that you have subscribed to summon Herobrine, we will want to create a new world and make sure the seed is set to Herobrine. Okay, so now once you are in your Mincer raft world, you will want to go into your inventory to get gold blocks, redstone torch and netherrock. Once you obtain those, you will want to place them into a pattern like this. Now you will want to get a flint and steel and light the netherrock.
Huh?
Make sure all redstone torch are off the netherrock. Now light it again, and oh no guys, Herobrine is in my Minecraft world. Smash the like button to save me from Herobrine.
Okay, so Herobrine. Now, while this may be one of the most famous creepypastas, there really is not a big story behind him. He just kind of showed up one day with this photo. Also, fun fact, you can find the seed this picture was taken from. But the story boils down to someone was playing Minecraft and they kept seeing what looked like another player, and some weird things happened. He would find trees with all the leaves cut off, and small pyramids, and 2x2 tunnels and caves he never explored, and eventually learned about a player named Herobrine that was rumored to be a ghost of Notch's dead brother. And it ends with the protagonist emailing Notch to ask if he has a brother, and Notch replied with, "I did, but he's no longer with us." Okay, so there's not that much to the actual Herobrine story. It's just the internet went wild with Herobrine and other things based off Herobrine, such as Green Steve, Entity 303, Null, Giant Alex, Entity 404, and things like Green Steve spawning so many other clones such as Red Steve, Blue Steve, Gold Steve, Rainbow Steve, Diamond Steve, and Boss Steve. All of these are courtesy of YouTubers. And Herobrine is so famous, Mojang themselves reference it in almost every update through the changelog, adding removed Herobrine in most changelogs at the end. And that's pretty much everything I could find on Herobrine. And that also wraps up this video. So, like and subscribe right now, or else this spider will be in your bed tonight.